Hi guys, welcome back to another grave visitation. So today we are in Saunders Court and we're going to explore this old graveyard here. As you can see, it's right in the middle of a farmer's field straight ahead there. Now the ground looks wet there, so I have brought my wellies. As you can see, I'm prepared for this one. So this old church here has a Romanesque style doorway, I believe, inside, and from doing a bit of research, they say that there's a mausoleum or a burial area in here of the Napier family. So I'm hoping I can get an entrance or a way in here to explore this old place. Looks amazing. See the old church ruin in there. So hopefully we can find a gate or some way of getting in here. There's a kestrel flying away. So it is kind of very overgrown in there. And we can see the gable end of the old church. Right, so I found the entrance into this old place. Rusty old gates. So let's go in and explore. Now it does look very overgrown inside the old church ruin. So this place, probably one of those that's forgotten, unfortunately, as well. So there's burials in here, and that's the doorway I was talking about as well, that Romanesque style, super detail on it. Wow, very, very overgrown in here. Lots of blackberries and red berries growing around the graves. And just down there we can see a plaque, and it says, "Love and memory of the Reverend Frederick Thomas, Rector, who died the 30th of July, and it's hard to see a date on it. And there's old railings here off a grave. But I'm going to squeeze through here and try and brave all these thorns so we can get a closer look. Wow, just look at that one there. All that floral detail on the grave. And here's the old gate of the burial area. You can see the handle on it there, look at that. Another old gateway into this grave. So on that plaque there's another name then as well. And his wife, the rector's wife, Her name is Dawser Anne, who died in 1885, and her children Frederick William, who died in 1862, and Madeline Anne, who died in 1872. So that's their resting place here. Look at that. Totally forgotten, overgrown. And this is what we're dealing with in this area. All the old windows of the church room. So I'm going to brave going through these nettles. And I'd ask if you could please, on this video, give it a big thumbs up for the effort. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. Now, I'm presuming this is the burial area, the mausoleum that they're talking about. Just here, look at that. The roof has collapsed and it's all slate on it. So we'll see, can we have a look, closer inspection inside. There's actually a piece of clothes in there, look at that. You can see the red brick, the old slate roof, how it was constructed. Totally destroyed. So the bodies would be all underneath there of the family members. Crazy, isn't it? And that's the front of the burial chamber area. And I don't see any names on it actually, unless they've worn away. So I'm going to make my way back out through all this overgrowth. So just outside the old church here then, we have this grave, and it's in loving memory of Mary Jane Frayne Crossabeg, who died the 4th of December 1934, aged 76, and her son William died in 1935, aged 46. So this is the old graveyard, nestled right in the middle of an old farmer's field, and we were inside there, as you saw. Now, not far from here there is a gate lodge, Saunders Court Gate Lodge. So I'd imagine that was the gate lodge into the family's home. So if I can get a little bit of video of that, I might show it and add it to the video as well. So it's extremely hard to get around. Nobody comes here anymore, I'd imagine. You see a burial there from the 1930s, but look at this one here. Crucifixion scene. This stone is erected by Elizabeth American. Is that her surname? That's a strange surname. I've never seen that before. Sure, someone will tell me below. Elizabeth American, in memory of her father, John Riley, who departed this life the 4th of March, 1804, aged 73. And then we have also his wife died in 1777. Super detail on that as well. Elizabeth American. Never heard that surname. If anybody has, let me know below in the comments. This is here lies the body of John Sinnott, I think, who died the 21st of May 1771, aged, kind of hard to see the age there, maybe 22. Here lies the body of John Murphy, who departed this life the 21st of May 1796, aged 75 years old. Another old 1700s. So that's where we are at the moment. And straight across there is Wexford town, as I was saying, and the river. And you can actually see Wexford Bridge from here. So that was around that area there, Wexford Bridge. All those leaders from the 1798 rebellion were executed. Very, very wild here. Look, there's another headstone. There's actually another one just there. Don't know if you can see it. It has fallen down into all the overgrowth. Another one here has fallen over. And it's sad to see that these old places are forgotten. This one is on the ground here. Here lies the body of, I think it's Bernard, who departed this life 1776, age 67, and his wife Alice, and she died in 1790, aged 80 years old. This one is here like the body of Henry Carty, who departed this life the 5th of October 1786, and we can see there's that name again, J. Byrne, the crucifixion scene on it, and a lot of them are falling over, as you can see. So I won't read them all because I just won't have the time, but I'll try and show you what I can. There's a chest tomb in here. They're buried beside the church, totally overgrown as well. Won't be able to see the inscription on that, but you can see the construction of it, the red brick holes coming in the side of it as well. And the roofs were taken off these old churches back in the day for tax purposes, so they wouldn't have to pay tax. That's what that was about. Because once the roof is taken off a church, it's classed as abandoned and no longer in use. So they wouldn't pay taxes. This one is in super condition, and the year is 1800 on it. Let's see, can I pull back this grass to read it? Here lies the body of Martin Murphy, who departed this life September the 6th, 1800, age 73. Also Elizabeth Murphy. And look how long that has lasted. Preserved after all these years. That stonework. Super. the sun and the moon. And just on this one here, actually, we have some flowers. They're fake flowers on that grave. But are people still coming here to this overgrown place and leaving flowers for their family, their loved ones? I don't know how long that's there. This is Thomas. Cullinan, I think, or Cullen, who departed this life February 1803. So there's more underneath that old tree there as well. So that's where we are, right in the middle of a field. Anastasia Fortune, who died in 1890, aged 68, and her father Paul, who died in 1898, aged 78 years old. A nice Celtic cross with a Sacred Heart symbol on it. There's more graves just here, so I'm going to be careful. I don't want to walk on them. I'm really trying my best not to. Look at those. Anybody know the name of those? Let me know in the comments. In the old graveyard. Here we have a tabletop tomb. We have an 1828 on it here, William Byrne, age 33. Oh, look at that in there. That's crazy. Look at that tree in there. So there is more graves in there. And I don't know what that is over there, guys. A box or something that's been left just there. And there is another grave underneath all that tree. Hidden gems, these places. That's what I call them. And getting attacked by thorns as well. There's the sun again, the symbol on that one. So I have to try and get out the other side and show you a couple more before we go. But we won't be going just yet, so don't switch off. Another grave here, and it looks like it was a tabletop grave, and the parts, it has fallen off, the legs of it. Totally forgotten. So Serenity Sue is just after telling me these are called pampas grass. That's blown here in the old graveyard. Look at that. White furry looking things. There's another forgotten grave underneath all the overgrowth. Now there's one in here I want to show you. I'm going to brave getting in here. And here lies the body of Patrick Stafford, who departed this life September the 21st, 76, look at that, aged 75 years. Also his wife Joni, I think, Stafford, and she died in 1796, aged 72. So she died 20 years later. Some more beautiful symbols on it, on that grave. Sad really to see them all forgotten, and this is a marker here. So there's someone buried there and they couldn't afford a headstone, I suppose, to be buried properly there, a nice headstone. But yeah, this is Saunders Court, old graveyard, and I'm glad I got to come and do this one. It's an interesting one. Right guys, so as promised, this is the Saunders Court gate lodge here that was part of the mansion. They were never permanently inhabited, but part of the entrance to the main mansion. Now the mansion was demolished. The estate was owned by the prominent families including the Saunders, Gore, Earls of Arran, Giles and Harvey families. Before the main house was demolished, the lodges, along with a large triumphal arch, which we'll show you now, were built during the time of the second Earl of Arran in the late 18th or 19th century, but were not intended for residents to live in. So this is the old part of it here, and they have fenced off this part, but you can see the old steps leading down into one of the buildings there. Now, there was a Colonel Robert Saunders, originally granted the lands in 1669. The Saunders family lived at the main house. The Gore family, the estate passed to the Gores in 1730 through marriage and was owned by the Earls of Arran. The triumphant arch and gate lodges were constructed during the time of the second Earl of Arran, and they are very spectacular. Look at that, amazing. So the estate was sold to Arthur Giles in 1860, and the last owner was a Captain Harvey, and then it was demolished, the house, around 1891. So the old graveyard that we were in, the families would have been buried in there. I think they're in that mausoleum, or members of the families, maybe through marriage, were interred in there. And there's an old door in here, look at that. Don't know what's in here. It's an old fireplace and rooms and stuff there. So I don't know who has this now. It's in a trust, I think. But that arch is something else, isn't it? And these are the old gate lodges. So nobody actually lived in these gate lodges. They were probably just used for maybe security, who knows, somebody at the gate lodge keeping an eye on who was coming in and who was leaving and stuff. All these old abandoned rooms in here. So this is the old, they did put a new roof on it there, we can see. So this is one of the gate lodges. So we'll go back out again. Just wanted to show you that and give you a little bit of history about it as well. And there is a farm next door, but anybody recognise that old piece of farming equipment maybe? The triumphal arch that led into the mansion, the main house, and the gate lodges. So that's it from me here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I just wanted to add that onto the video as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.